What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Generational Sports. A little late. We've been having some technical difficulties for the past 11 minutes. So, we're here. The saying, of course, is always, and I will stand by this, better late than never. So, realistically, we're on time because we at least made the show. You know what I'm saying, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, at least we're here. I apologize for the mic issues on my end. Don't know what happened. We got into the stream, worked perfectly, and then my computer's like, you know what? Let's just not. Like what if something just went wrong right now? And that's
What's
that's
going
what
on,
happened.
Matt? Long time no see, brother. Yeah, listen, we're gonna make it through the show. Nobody's listen, maybe you'll have to just turn up the parts where I or turn down the parts I talk. Maybe turn up the parts that Josh talks. It's fine. Because full listen, also on Josh, your audio is coming through the speakers. I don't feel like wearing my AirPods. So maybe on full blast, you sound great. Yeah,
Well, I've turned down my speakers, so I don't think my mic should be picking you up too much.
no, listen, I think we're gonna do a great show, as we always do. And that great show always starts out with the same question. Josh, how you doing there? Besides, everything that's going on.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Well, actually, I'm not doing great because I need a haircut pretty badly. It's getting hot, and Matt, are you lying? Don't mind. Don't get my hopes up that I sound good.
Hey, sounding A, we'll take it.
We'll take it. But yeah, I need a haircut pretty badly. That's why the hoodie's up today. But next week, probably going no hoodies.
All right.
How are you doing, Connie?
We're doing A-okay. I was away for the weekend. Well, not really. My brother got married. My middle brother, Michael, he got married to his high school sweetheart on their 10th anniversary. On the 10th anniversary, they got married. So, rehearsal dinner was last Thursday. Wedding was Friday. Had a nice little brunch on Saturday, and beautiful ceremony. Everything. It was nice. It did rain. It was outside, and it did rain a little. Not the, no downpours or nothing, so it's not like anything was ruined. But we had a couple drizzles. But hey, the bartender at the wedding told us that's great luck. So who am I to disagree? I don't really think they needed luck anyway, because after you've been together for 10 years anyway, you're getting married. You're basically been married anyway. So who needs luck in that?
Do you enjoy going to weddings?
I mean, listen, this one here. All right, so this one was different because it's my brother, and like I was in the groom's part. I was like one of the groomsmen, so like it's different. But I will also say I haven't been to a lot. I've been to, I think technically, this is the fourth wedding I've been to, but like one wedding I was like 6, so I don't even like I have no recollection of that. The other wedding I was probably like 9 or 10. I don't really like have a recollection of that either. Like I guess it just didn't stand out to me. And then my cousin got married like 2 years ago. That was fun. And then my brothers. I mean, I don't dislike them. I guess I should say they're fun, especially now that I'm 20. Over the age of 21. That open bar, Josh. Let me tell you something. That open bar had a lot of consequences, and I paid severely for them. And it was fun though. I'll tell you. When you get a room full of people just celebrating love, Josh, but all with alcohol in them, it gets very entertaining. Very entertaining. So it was fun. It was fun. So yeah, I guess I don't dislike weddings. Why? Are you a wedding hater?
Well, I've only been to them when I was younger, and like I remember them because like it was for family members that I didn't really know, so I'd be there, and I'm like, what? I don't know anybody here. And one year, it was like my uncle that I only met a couple times, and I was the ring bearer, and I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't even know this guy. I don't know. My wedding experiences have been kind of because I was a kid, so I'm like, dude, get me out of here. I'm trying to go play PlayStation 3. Like, I'm not trying to be here right now. But I haven't been able to experience it like with a friend or anything.
Now, see, Josh, are you a dancer?
I like to dance, but I'm bad at it. But I don't care.
No,
I don't
see,
care that I'm bad at it either.
that's all that's important. See, because there's the other people that are like, oh, I don't want to go to a wedding because like I don't dance or whatever. Listen, I'm not Chris Brown, but I'm on the dance floor, bro.
Right, like
what are we talking about?
I'm
trying to have fun out there. If it looks good or not is not my problem.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Josh, what's the go-to move, huh?
Well, that depends on like the song or something. I mean, I'm not like a guy like I'm gonna get in the middle of the circle and I'm like,
no, absolutely not.
It's like I don't know, just a little two-step, like just moving the feet a little bit, moving the body.
Hey.
Yeah.
Here's my other thing too. I feel like to dance, you technically don't have to dance. Like, let me give you an explanation. Like, don't get me wrong.
Also, I believe this. I believe Matt crushes it on dance.
I can see it. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. I'll hit a little, something a little, something here. I'll hit a little. But a lot of the times too, you just gotta bring the energy. You just gotta be on the dance floor. You gotta have the hands out and singing. If you're just like this all night, but you're singing the words, nobody even knows you can't dance. Nobody knows.
You're just vibing. It works.
The vibe was real. I mean, my brother. Maybe I shouldn't say my brother, but I guess more of his now wife. I should say my in-law. God, that's also weird to say because for literally the last 10 years, I've had to say my brother's girlfriend. So but kind of a country music fan. Definitely not my vibe. But hey, I can get down to anything. I mean,
I don't think like I mainly listen to rap and hip hop and stuff like that, but like there's not a lot of music like heavy metal. You'll never catch me like jamming out to some screamo.
See,
music.
I cannot stand people that only have like one music taste.
Yeah,
like that is one of my biggest pet peeves. And if my friend Alex ever watches this, which he won't. But maybe somebody, if my boy Tyrell is in here, you have to move.
That's what I'm saying, Michael. Like a little salsa.
Yeah, hey, listen, let me tell you something. All my friends growing up, Spanish. Your boy, 2 shots of Henny, I'm there.
See, I grew up like I'm obviously Spanish, so like I grew up just in a normal household though, like because my mom's white, so I didn't grow up around Spanish people, so. In high school, when we started taking Spanish, God, it was so annoying, man.
Bro, see,
Josh, don't you already know all this? Josh,
don't
you already know? I'm like, shut up, leave me alone.
Nah, I was so bad at Spanish, bro. I don't know how I ever passed it.
That was terrible.
I mean, I got some friends to do homework for me. I was a big cheater in high school. Cheater.
No, me too. The reason I was bad at Spanish is because tests and my dad would just do the answers on homework. So
bro, if I did not, let me tell you something. And I'm not telling anybody to be like me, although you probably should, just not the school version, because I'm great. The student Anthony, not me, But bro, I'm gonna say a solid 85% of the time, if I did not get the homework answers from somebody, I did not do homework.
I'm with you there.
And I'm gonna say a solid 85%.
Yeah, no.
The fact that I passed anything, and maybe I shouldn't say that because I was like an 80-85 student. I was never bad. English, I was always like 90 plus. History, the same thing, because like I said, bro, history, if you're bad at history, sorry, you might have to get something looked at, because I learned World War II for nine straight years, bro. Come on.
I was more of like if I had a good connection with the teacher, I would just coast through that class because I know that if they like me, they'll let me make up for it.
I'm telling everybody right now, the easiest way to get through high school, college, hell, I've even seen this in my working life. And listen, I don't work in no, big businesses or anything. You just got to treat everybody like they're a normal person.
Yeah.
Bro, I used to go up to teachers and be like,
yeah.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Johnson. How are the kids today? And I saw other people do that, and then they would walk away, and I'd be like, yo, what's going on, Brody? And they'd be like, oh, hi, Anthony, what's going on? bro. Like I got,
you build that rapport with your teachers, they won't let you fail.
bro.
Like,
I was never late to a class in my life because if I was ever late anywhere, I would go up to one of the teachers I like, be like, yo, let me get a pass. They'd be like, all right, fine. Never, I would, bro. My senior, and listen, I'm fat, so I probably should have done it. My senior year of high school, I did not run a single lap in gym because we always ran a lap to warm up in gym, bro. First of all, the two ladies in the guidance office, my now sister-in-law, that was her mom,
I
and the
was a
other one.
tryhard.
So, oh no, so am I. But the laps, I'm not with that. So one of them was my sister-in-law's mom, and the other one grew up across the street from my dad. So let me tell you something. I used to, for the first 10 minutes of gym when everybody was doing stretching and stuff, I'm in guidance, chatting. Yo, let me get a pass. All right, bye. Then I'm volleyball, flag football. Yo, I bodied some girl in
I was
flag
doing
football one year. I felt
weightlifting.
so bad.
I was doing weightlifting and miles at 6 a.m. It sucked.
Bro,
I don't know.
I bodied some girl in flag football one time on accident. Somebody threw the ball up and it was going towards her. I was on defense, bro, trying to swat her away. Just shoulder checked her on the way down.
We used to have, oh my god, we used to play this dumbest game. It's called crab soccer. I don't know if you've ever played that.
Not
So
familiar.
you know what a crab walk is?
Not,
Like
sort of, yeah.
yeah, like your back's down and your arms are down. I don't know why they made us do it and why they kept doing it, but you're on that and it's medicine balls, like big medicine balls, and you got to kick them like from a crab walk position. So many dislocated knees and just broken bones.
I don't listen, bro. I don't know what gym class you're in.
No, I just stood in I was goalie, bro, and they were scoring. I was not kicking the ball. I did not care. I'm not breaking. I saw it one time and I'm like, yeah, I'm never putting my leg in there.
Well, Josh, unfortunately, that's kind of a good segue into our first topic because we should probably get into that. We are technically we're technically a sports podcast, but listen, it's our show, damn it. But with that, let's get into Blade's Aspinall. And first of all, I would like to say this: I simply don't understand. And all right, let me not lie. I do understand, but I also don't. There's no way I wouldn't have made the and main event just Meatball Molly and then Patty.
I don't know why they didn't do
Like
this.
nobody wants to see anything after those two do something. Like I literally, all right, perfect. I mean, listen, this is a weird example, but it's a very good one because it involves WWE. Bro, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker put on one of the greatest matches of all time ever, and it was the co-main event. Bro, nobody cared about the main event after that. Everybody's energy gone. They just stood on their feet for 45 minutes, screaming on the top of it. Nobody cares after Meatball Molly and Patty. Bro, they're in the UK. Make one of them the main event. Listen, I know that you want to get, Blaze Aspinall. That was technically their rank. It's a big fight for the division, blah, blah. I'm sorry, bro. Save it for a US event then. Save it.
Yes.
And because, I also, when was that? What was that? Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
So that was the day after the wedding, me recovering. I did not catch the whole thing. I missed the meatball fight. I saw the end. I saw our celebration and everything like that. I saw Patty's full fight. I saw the main event, which we'll get to. But the other thing that Patty and Meatball Molly make me realize is how bad U.S. fans are. We kind of suck.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. U.S. fans are boring, bro. They come out, people are going insane. They're doing all these chants. They're doing this. They get a win. There's shit flying all over this. Bro, that does not happen. Bro, Irish fans with McGregor. Irish fans with McGregor. Insane. We have John Jones. We don't even care that much. He might be the greatest UFC fighter ever. We don't even care that much when he comes out. Patty isn't even ranked. He's had 3 fights, and they've not even been against ranked people either. He wins, and they act like Jesus himself descended from heaven and just blessed everybody with eternal life. I don't understand why we don't. We
I
gotta,
think it's
we're the
I
U.S.
think it's
fans. We gotta
mainly
do something because they're outclassing us.
yeah. I think it's mainly because when you go to places like England like that, like outside of soccer or football, as the rest of the world calls it, like they don't really have that many sports other than the Olympics. Like in the U.S., you got baseball, basketball, football, and then on top of that, you have the UFC. So I think the U.S. fans are just spoiled. They don't get as excited for events each weekend like
God,
other places do.
no, I understand. That is a good point. I mean, we have so many things that I guess we're kind of just like, bro, you cheer for your football team and then you just move on to basketball, then you just move on to baseball, then you just move on to hockey if you care about that. Plus, you can watch UFC anytime, you can watch boxing anytime. You like, I guess there is a point that like people in Britain and Ireland and some of these other countries where I mean, don't get me wrong, I believe I don't know, no, I don't think cricket's a big thing over there either though. It's like, but whatever. I mean, let's see. Alex said biggest star in the UFC right now. Fighting is much bigger overseas. Elite athletes here play other sports. Yeah, I see it. I just wish that we were more fun. Like I see the crowds over there, and everybody's having a good old time, and we got some of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport. Like I said, John Jones. He comes out. It's like, yay! He knocks somebody out. We're like, yes, let's go, Johnny. Whoa! Patty comes out to fight a 16-year-old child, and they're like, oh my, I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Is there a U.S. champion right now? Like, are any of the champions from because Usman's not, Ngannou's not, Yuri isn't,
Adesanya's not.
Adesanya's not.
Uh, Volkanovski's Australian.
Yeah, and the women's is Pena. Is Pena?
I can't tell you. I mean, we had Rose, but she decided to not fight.
But like the point is, like even when Max Holloway was coming out, the only hope to if there isn't a U.S. champion, the only guy that can really do it, you think Max Holloway might be Volkanovski. I think they cheered louder for Volkanovski than they did Max Holloway.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, Sterling.
Yeah,
You're
Sterling.
right.
Yeah,
Sterling.
sometimes
And I think Sterling's the one champion that people don't like.
yeah, they don't. People
Like
don't.
I mean, let me not speak for everybody, but I can't stand him. There's something about him that just pisses me off.
He's coming around on me. He's coming.
He's not
just because
coming
he's
around.
becoming a better fighter. That's the
I
only
don't know.
reason.
There's something about Sterling that literally just annoys me.
But to your point on why like Meatball Molly and Patty weren't like the main event, you'd think after the previous event, like when they both brought the whole stadium down, they'd be like, all right, that needs to end the night. Like that's how we need to go out. But then this time, like Meatball Molly does her thing, and then there's another fight in between before we even see Patty. Like,
That's what I literally feel bad for people that are fighting after them because it's like, oh,
but
okay.
actually, the fight in between, it was over very quickly. I can't remember who won, but Gustafsson got knocked out very, very quickly. I can't remember who won.
I don't know. I just feel like I understand that these other fights are important, but like I would have made Patty the main event. And Blaze Aspinall, bro, I'm sorry, you got to fight at a U.S. event or you're not the main event. Because, like, at some point, like, marketing just takes over, doesn't it? Like, don't you want that anticipation building the entire night and then you get to that huge blow off? Like, I feel like, you want a good fight to start the card because you want to get everybody hyped for the, like the main card, I'd say. You don't really know what's going to happen on the prelims and things like that. But like, I would want a very good fight to start. Then, yeah, you want good fights throughout the night, but I want that last fight because at that point, some drinks have been flowing. People are nice and warmed up. Everybody's in their seat. Like, I want that last one to go crazy. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. This fight did have the main event did have the potential to go crazy. Obviously, it didn't end in the way anybody wanted. With I just lost his name, Aspinall. I don't know what, blowing out his knee. I don't know. I don't exactly know what it is. I guess somebody said it might have been an MCL with how much pain he's in because I guess the ACL like just doesn't hurt that bad.
Yeah. Like he didn't even like take a step back. He just went down immediately. Like that was
yeah, it was ugly, bro. And then also
back to back weeks of main event. Fighter gets injured very early.
yeah, it sucks. It does. Like that's and like you can see Blades too. Like he's mad, and it's not even Aspinall. Obviously, it's just the fact like that has to suck. Like you just put in all of that time away from your family, probably if you have one, training, busting your ass, and then like 45. It was like 45 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
and
Not even. It was like 20.
and one kick, and then a step back. The fight's over, and like that's the thing too. Like, what do you even say in that situation? It's like, yeah, like I don't want to win this way because I feel like no matter what you say, it's never like people are still gonna kind of pick it a little bit. But I mean, yeah, it's fun. Like it was a good event. I think they should do a lot more over there. Obviously, um, I think somebody else. I can't remember. It was a fight before.
Before the main.
Yeah, because it wasn't Patty, right?
No, it was Chris Curtis and Jack Hermanson. That sucked.
Yeah, that and is it? Yeah, that fight was terrible.
Because I mean, Chris Curtis was mad because Hermanson was just circling the octagon, but he didn't do anything to stop him.
I'm
He
saying,
took his shots.
like, what do you expect people to do? Try and lose the fight?
And that that's another thing to hammer home. The Patty and Meatball Molly should be the main and co-main. They're knocking people out early and quickly, and not too much longer. Like they're going to be ranked eventually and fight better fighters. So not all the fights the rest of their career are going to be first round spectacular knockouts. So take advantage of it now while they're working their way up. Like make it the main events. It's crazy.
And I mean, like Molly does it with the spinning elbow and then the ground and pound again. Patty, that first round, I was like, oh, okay, like he's getting kind of tagged up a little bit. And at the end, ooh, yeah, mustache hair in my mouth. And at the end of the round, like he almost won that round just because of the last like minute.
Yeah.
So then he comes out, obviously that choke that he had where he pinned the arm with his legs.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, bro, you got it.
The second I saw that arm was strapped, I was like, yeah, he's done. He can't do anything.
But no, they are becoming very, very big stars. Obviously, you saw, I guess they're both signed to Barstool, which I didn't know. You know, Molly celebrating with Portnoy after the fight, and then the press conference are talking about, yo, champagne poppy. Get us a rollie. That's bro. Had me cry. Like they're just entertaining. Like they are. Sometimes
I think of another fighter, like even though there are fighters who are more talented than them.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking a fighter I want to see right now. Like Patty's the first on the list. Like, I want to see him fight.
You know, Dana is praying that they both become a champion.
Oh yeah.
Could you imagine if Patty and Molly become champion at the same time? Dana might cry.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
Like the amount of money he can market off of both of them and just how fun they both are. And then like that's the thing too. You're always gonna have the haters like, oh, Patty's kind of annoying. Like, why is he always like, you know, oh, bro, I always see too, like people just must not be very good at the English language. Like, yo, I can't even understand them when they talk. You literally have to be stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're dumb.
Like I'm sorry. Like you have to be dumb. Are there certain things that I'm like, wait, I gotta go back or like I think about for a second? Yeah, but like to say like, oh, I don't understand a word they say, you're literally stupid. Like I'm so like
when they say like slang, like a different slang from somewhere else that I don't recognize, then I'm like, what does that mean? But in general, when they're talking, like you gotta be able to understand people with accents. Like that's just a normal thing in life.
I see it on TikTok all the time. It's like, because I was watching mad clips of them after the fights because they're just entertaining. Like someone, oh, what did they just say? Anybody got captions? I'm like, all right, bro. Yeah, I ruined everything. But and then also shout out Patty with the beautiful speech after, talking about mental health and things of that nature. I guess a little girl too battling cancer or something like that as well. So. You know, always like to see like the fun moments, and then when they can do that as well and shed some light on some things. That was really cool to see as well. All right, we'll go to UFC 277, which, Josh, I'll be real, it's this weekend.
It is this week.
Didn't even know until I literally looked up, and I got ESPN on right now like a gentleman, and I saw it in the bottom right corner. Which actually, before we get into this, because I'm curious, and this is for people in the comments as well, because I am genuinely curious. What do you like, sports fans? Like everybody, if you watch this, you probably, I would hope so, a sports fan. Or if you're not and you just like the entertainment, appreciate you. But like I go from football. By the time football is over, I got like a month break before baseball starts. There's basketball as well. Like for people that don't like what do you guys do? Like, because let me tell you something. The Yankees have an off day right now, and I'm not joking. I literally feel lost. I have no idea what to do. I literally don't know what to do right now. And listen, is it kind of pathetic that I'm saying that? Probably. Should I probably find an activity? You could say that, but like the Yankees have an off day, and like right now it's 7:35. I just looked at the clock. I would be watching the Yankee game right now, and like I would be doing this as well. But after the show, it'd probably be like the fourth inning. I would watch the game until 10:30. By that, maybe I'm on Xbox for a few hours. I go to bed.
It's still crazy. Like how long baseball games are.
Oh yeah, listen, they're gonna fix it with the pitch clock. I'm telling you, next year games are gonna be 2.5 hours, maybe.
They better. Tired.
No, but like seriously, like what do you guys do?
I think mainly, I think that's why like streaming services are so big now and basically run the world. Because if you're not watching sports, you gotta be watching something. Like that's why social media and streaming services are just taking over the world. Like I couldn't imagine, like every day I'm just looking at the news. Like,
listen. Like, if you watch, listen, I understand the news is important. I will happily live in the world where ignorance is bliss. I don't want to know anything that's going on. If a meteor was to hit the earth, don't tell me. Just let it happen. Bro, I literally do. You will never, ever, ever, unless something unbelievable happens, like we make alien contact, or like some big news event is happening that like is world changing. Like, bro, when Russia decided to invade, I threw on the news for a couple seconds to see what was going on. But like, no, I'm good. In fact, I'm great, I should say. But no, I just had to get that thought out real quick because I'm literally at a loss of what to do after the show. I'm literally at a loss.
People probably just have hobbies or just interests, just other things they're into.
That's what I
don't know. I've watched sports my entire life. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like there are certain times where like, damn, I wish I didn't care about sports so much because it will ruin my day. It absolutely will ruin my like the Yankees will lose like a rough game and it'll be 10 o'clock. I am literally seething in my dark room at 11:30. Like I can't believe they just lost that game, bro. Like the other night like a couple weeks ago, played the Red Sox. Bases loaded twice in extra innings. They didn't score. Wild pitch. Score. Yeah, bro. I'm literally sitting in my room, pacing back and forth when they had the bases loaded, losing my mind after they lost the game. I'm like, bro, this is not. I am not a normal human being. Like somebody needs to, do a mental health check. Yeah, Red Sox too, and I don't know. And is the Patriots lose? Bro, Patriots lose the Super Bowl. I literally can't watch a sports talk show for like 2 weeks.
But I had to like kind of not reverse of that. So last night, I don't know why, at like probably around 11:30, I was feeling lucky, right? So I'm a degenerate gambler. I admit it. I do it responsibly though. Okay, I do it responsibly. That's all that matters. 1-800 gamblers. There was just this soccer game for a Mexican league. It was 0-0 in the 63rd minute. And I was like, you know what? I don't think anybody's going to score it. So I just put money on the draw. And then in like the 88th minute, one team scores. I'm like, damn, it's over. So I turn it off. And then I'm like, you know what? But actually, I bet on a draw. So if the other team scores, I can win here. And it goes down to the last minute. The other team does score and ties it up. So I was like, I was happy because I was like, I'm lucky. I'm about to make some money. And they scored. I was like, damn, it's 11 o'clock. I'm so mad I don't even want to go to bed. Like I'm just gonna sit here angry. And then they scored again. I was like, I'm taking my happy ass to bed. I was so happy. That's
Bro,
what's great about sports. Like,
it's such a balance. Like I wish I was a sports fan. Don't get me wrong, but I wish I didn't like it so much in a way. Like I wish I could like to the people that can casually watch sports. I envy you.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh look, I guess I'm a Yankee fan. Like if they won something, I'd be I'd be no, bro. Like if the Yankees won the World Series this year, I might cry. Like they get eliminated from the playoffs. I could literally fight anybody on sight. That's how invested I am. Oh
yeah.
it's just. Yeah.
I also hate like when you do run into those casual viewers though, and you are getting mad, and they're like, "Calm down. It's just a game."
I will literally grab a bottle and smack you in the head.
Say it again, and I'm smacking this shit out you.
Like, it's not it's not a phase, Mom.
Yeah,
it's not a phase. Anyway, UFC 277. No, Josh. Let's look all professional real quick. Let me see if I can get a nice UFC 277 card real quick. How about we do one of these? Hold on. Let's visit. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. There was just a beautiful picture somewhere. Where'd it go? Oh, here we go. Ew, why is there a big ad? Nobody wants to see your ad about a Honda. Like, we're good, bro. Hold on. We're getting there, people, I promise. You know, it's probably so awkward for people that listen to the podcast. Like, while I'm doing this, they just hear me talk about, like, hey, it's okay. I'm sharing the stream. All right, everybody? Sometimes we don't prepare. Well, I shouldn't say we. More like I. Look, bam! UFC 277. Pena Nunes 2. Josh, tell me all about the card.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people aren't excited for this card because I think for a while people were pretty used to, Main and co-main being two different championships on the line. And so this is kind of like a break. These next two, next pay-per-view is only one title fight also. But this one's going to be great. I mean, this is the GOAT of the women's division who just got shocked by Juliana Pena when she beat her last time. So this rematch is going to be great. The co-main, Brandon Moreno, Kai Kara France. I mean, that's a fight I am so excited for. Brandon Moreno obviously been going back and forth with Figgy, for that belt. I think they traded it. Well, the first fight was a draw, then they traded it, and now Figgy's injured, so I think the belt is not vacant, but I think it'll be an interim championship.
That fight. It's for the interim UFC flyweight.
Oh yeah, it says it right there. But this fight's gonna be so good because obviously we've seen Brandon Moreno put on the show, but Kai Kara France his past two fights have been masterclass of striking from him. So very excited for that fight. Derek Lewis. I mean, you never know with the Derek Lewis fight anymore. Either he's going down or the other guy's going down.
Speaking of Derek Lewis, because it reminded me of this, bro. Where my son Tai Tuivasa at? Where are you at?
He's fighting. He's actually headlining a fight night against Cyril Gane. Later.
Is he?
Yeah, him versus Cyril Gane, I think. And whoever, I'm guessing, I don't know. I guess that'd be for a title fight, but Cyril already lost. So this is more like, is Tai Tuivasa even going to be a challenge for Francis Ngannou? Like, if he could beat Cyril Gane, he will.
Is Francis even going to fight again?
I don't know. It's going to be weird. But I'm excited to see that fight. That's later on. And then you have Paulo Costa versus Luke Rockhold. I mean, Paulo Costa, I don't know. He's a douchebag. He's a good fighter, but he's just a douchebag. Luke Rockhold has been a fighter for a long time. That could be good. But the first fight, this is like Magmed. He's got a weird thing. He's kind of like Islam in that I think he's like 15-1. But you look at the guys he's fought, and it's literally nobody. It's absolutely no one, and he's ranked fourth. Like this is probably his second most challenging fight that he's had. I think his last fight was pretty good, but I mean obviously he's 15-1, so he's a good fighter. But I don't think you can rank someone that high. Like Anthony Smith has beat some great guys. He's gone against John Jones. I mean he's fought some of the best in the UFC's ever had to offer, and the other guy hasn't really fought anyone, and he's ranked higher. Like I get he's put on better fights, but he hasn't fought anyone. Like it just doesn't. I don't like that too much. So I think this fight's going to be really good. And I'm probably leaning Anthony Smith, honestly, just because. I mean, I don't know. It's the same thing with Khamzat Chimaev. Like when he fought Gilbert Burns, that was his first real test, and he looked human and almost lost that fight. So
It almost lose. That was a war.
I'm probably leaning Anthony Smith here, even though Martin needs the up and coming.
I might have missed it. Who'd you have for Pena and Nunes?
It's just I don't know. It's kind of impossible to pick because I don't know. Is Amanda because they've had the Ultimate Fighter thing? They're the coaches this time around, right?
Yeah, they are. Yep.
I haven't really watched too much of that, so I don't know how. Like if Amanda Nunes is locked in, like all right, she kind of embarrassed me last time. I'm not gonna let it happen. I'm definitely putting all my chips on Amanda Nunes. She might be a big favorite again. I haven't looked at the odds of it.
I'll tell you right now. Let me look it up.
But I mean, Pena put on a show last time. She's obviously up to a challenge. This one, I don't know. It's gonna be close. But I'm gonna go Nunes to get it back.
For the betting odds are hovering around plus 230 for Pena and minus 275 for Nunes.
Yeah, see, that's what I expected. Like last time, I think Nunes was like close to minus 700.
Yeah, Pena was plus 700. Nunes was minus 1100.
Yeah, and I mean the fact that Nunes got choked out and she's still a minus 230 favorite that's just kind of crazy. So I mean, I'm gonna lean Nunes. I'm gonna lean.
If I'm being real, I'm probably leaning that way. I just want Pena to win. I just feel like it's a kind of a cool story. The underdog does it twice, technically. I hadn't watched like the full fight until like 2 nights ago for some unknown reason. I just didn't get to it. But I don't think that will happen again, though. I will say, I feel like Amanda came out and was like, "Oh, there's no way she's gonna stand up with me this entire time," and she literally stood up with her the entire time.
I think the reason it was kind of embarrassing is because Nunes just we never really seen her in that state. Like she's never been outstruck like that in stand up.
Bro, and then she was
like that.
Gassed.
Yeah, she
had nothing left.
Yeah, I think that's not really that Pena just out fought her and everything. I think just the fact that she underestimated her and then got gassed and then Pena didn't even get the full choking, didn't even get it fully to where it was tight, and it's oh, she has to tap. It was about to get there, and Nunes just tapped before it could. So I think it was just more embarrassing for that.
Nunes is gonna whip. Pena's a horrible person. Well, see, Alex. Now I need to know why.
Yeah, why? I do not.
Alec, I need to know why. Come on. Because now you're gonna make Alex. See, now you're gonna make me look bad. I just picked her to win, and I'm supporting a horrible person. Come on, I need to know. I need to know what happened. Now I feel bad. So do I change my pick, Josh? I might have to change the pick. I don't know. I'm excited for the Moreno fight though, because his last one, they were excited.
Yeah, that's going to be a crazy fight. I mean, that's just that division is kind of weird because Kai's kind of the only one that's come out from the division, and I mean, I was not going to complain if we were going to get 5 more Figgy versus Moreno fights. So I'll watch that any weekend. But it's a nice kind of change of pace.
So what is the Figgy and Moreno? Is it 1-1-1?
The first was a draw, and then Moreno won it.
And then
Figgy got it back. So
yeah,
I think
so
that's where we're at.
Now you have to do it for a 4th time, and you can't leave a record 1-1-1.
If Moreno wins, we'll get it. But if Kai wins, I think he deserves a shot against.
Oh no, I mean you have to. Kai wins, you have to be in the interim versus the actual. So I don't know.
Would not be shocked if I'm going to see it.
Well, let's see. Hold on. Nunes is better everywhere. Penny came out and said Nunes isn't a mother because she's a lesbian. Yeah, see? All right.
That's a shitty thing.
Yeah, see, now I see I got to kind of change my pick now. I can't support terrible people. Some would call me not the nicest person, but I can't support that. What are we talking about? A mother? I'm not exactly sure what that means. You have a child, then you're a mom. You kind of lost me there. I was rooting for it, Pena, until literally 10 seconds ago. See what you did? Anyway, I guess we'll move on to our next topic, and we'll slide on over into the NBA because now the Celtics are in on the KD sweepstakes, and I was kind of surprised that it took this long. I mean, I guess it didn't really because we did hear some things about him going to the Celtics for a little bit, and then it kind of like just disappeared. Like nobody ever said anything about it ever again, and now it's sort of back. So they apparently offered Jaylen Brown. It was like what was it? It was Jaylen Brown.
It was Jaylen Brown, Derek White. I can't remember how many picks after that.
Let me see if I can find.
And then I heard that the Nets countered with
They want Marcus Smart.
Yeah, they wanted Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and another role player and picks. Connie, I think you might have like predicted the future when KD first did this, because you said you're like, if I'm the Nets, like give me everything or he can just sit out. Like,
bro,
that's the trading.
I don't
like that's what we're.
See, Josh, I don't even think that was me predicting the future. I just think that I'm a petty little scumbag and would do that. Like, I'm telling you right now, if I'm the owner of a team and my star player was like, yo, I want out, and you just signed the contract, I'm like, yeah, well, guess what? We all want things in life. I'm probably a millionaire. I want to be I want to be the richest person in the world. I can't do that. Like, Josh, I'm telling you right now, if me and you get signed to a contract to do this podcast somewhere, and like a year in, you're like, yeah, I want out. I would literally do everything to ruin your life. I wouldn't apologize for it. I would happily do it. Like,
listen, it's okay. I'm probably doing the same thing.
I would respect you for it, and I'd probably applaud it. I'd probably applaud it. Like, I'm telling you right now, I just don't understand. Like, I get the whole player movement thing, like, oh, if you don't do it for them, maybe no other superstar will come and play for.
This is a stretch, yeah.
I would literally rather a superstar never want to play for me again and have to like try and draft one than to let players come to my franchise and be like, oh, I mean, he'll trade me anyway if I don't like it. I'm good, bro. Like, I'm great. If you want to leave, I am getting what I want, or you're sitting on the bench. You have 4 years left. You are KD. Listen to me, bud. You're not sitting out until you're the age of 38 or 36 or whatever the hell he's going to be at the end of the contract. You're not sitting out that long. I know you won't. So guess what? If I don't get my 97 draft picks and 19 all-star players for you, you're not leaving.
Yeah.
It's like, and honestly, I think that's what Danny Ainge is doing with Donovan Mitchell too. Bro, really? Because you think anybody's trading 6 draft picks and then like what they wanted Obi Toppin and Quickly and Bob from the Knicks? Like, no. You're saying that just so you can be like, what? I told you that's what the trade offer was. They just don't want to accept it. I'm trying to trade you. Can't you see that there's an offer out? But in reality, in the back of your head, you're like, listen, if I actually got that trade back, that would be crazy. But I know they're not going to anyway, so I can still say I'm trying to trade him. Like, it's just not happening. Like, I don't know if it was just me predicting the future or me just being petty, but I'll take the credit.
Like, I'm all for player-driven league, but I think there's an extent, like player-driven league for me is LeBron when he went to Miami, or if Damian Lillard requested a trade, or Bradley Beal.
All right, hold on. I found it. It said Derek White and a top draft pick to the Nets and Brown for Durant.
Yeah, I mean, that's just not going to get it done. That's Kevin Durant. That's just not good.
They said, and Brooklyn has asked in any proposal to include Brown and Marcus Smart.
That is so ballsy of the Celtics to be like, hey, we're going to throw this dog shit offer at these guys and piss off our second best player, who just because Jason Tatum sucked in the finals, Jaylen Brown was the best player on the Celtics in the finals. Like, and that's so ballsy for them to be like, yeah, we'll try to get Kevin Durant with a co-star, a role player, and 1 pick. Yeah, that should get Kevin Durant the greatest scorer of our generation. Like, that is crazy that they would risk that. Now Jaylen Brown's pissed. I want out if I'm Jaylen Brown. Get me out of here. You don't appreciate what I
Could
do.
you imagine the twist of fate if now Jaylen Brown was like, yo, y'all keep wanting to trade me every single time somebody is up for trade? Trade me now. I'm not playing. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, get a new asset.
See? Because now, if I'm Jaylen Brown, I'm petty. So you're right. I won't play for you.
I want to go to Brooklyn for free, for nothing. You get Joe Harris in return, not KD.
Nah, I want Nick Claxton.
Yeah. You know what? Just
Joe
take
Harris
Steve Nash.
shoot.
You can have Steve Nash. Just have Steve Nash.
Facts.
We're good.
Yeah, Patty Mills.
I think the Nets, though, I mean, they want the farm, obviously, and it's Kevin Durant. So if you're a contender, it's enticing. But I mean, they are still. It's just crazy. Like, I get the whole you can sit on the sideline, but you're gonna lose fans. You're gonna lose money. No one's gonna care for you anymore. And for the next 4 years, it's gonna be like that. So he's a free agent, and Kyrie's gone next year. Whether you get something for him or not, he's walking. So I mean,
well, because now I see a report today after all the stuff with Kyrie that he wants to play the year out with the Nets.
That was always the plan. That was always the plan. That's why he opted in right when the KD drama happened. Like literally the day before the KD drama, he opted in because he wants to increase his value. His value is not what it was when he got traded to the Celtics. So he needs to ball out this year, get his stock up. So someone's going to give him up. He's going to get it back regardless. But if I can get an extra $30 million for balling out this year, I would go for that.
No, he has to ball out. And, you know, if we're being honest, his trade value's down. It's his fault.
Yeah.
It's not like he's played bad because Kyrie doesn't really ever play bad. It's the fact that, bro, I don't know if you're literally going to play. Like, don't get me wrong. I respect his stance on the social causes and things like that. And, you know, it's his, you know, he can do whatever with the vaccine. Like, I'm not going down a whole path with that shit because I'd rather literally jump out of my bedroom window right now than talk about that. But, like, he didn't play the year before because of the protests, which, like I said, I respect, but also, like, bro, everybody else in the NBA protested too, and they were still playing. Like so you couldn't have played during that. Like, you literally had to. You had to sit out. Okay, or whatever. Then the vaccine thing. Like, how do I know next year that all of a sudden you're not going to be like, yo, those New York City Amazon workers are not being paid properly, and I'm protesting for them. I'm going to picket outside of Bezos' house with all of them. And that next thing you know, you're out for 30 games. Like, and that sounds like, oh, now you're just poking fun at him. I'm being dead ass right now. I'm being fully serious because next year, all I know, Kyrie could find a new thing that he's very passionate about and has to, you know, go off and do. I literally don't know that.
And that new thing could just be, I don't want to play right now. Like, that's literally all. Like, it doesn't have to be some crazy serious cause for him to do because that's what happened for part of the games last year. He just didn't want to play, which is crazy. They got two guys like that. Ben doesn't want to play, and neither does Kyrie.
See, and the other thing is, too, Ben is screwing the Nets because they can't – because, by the way, I also think this is the dumbest rule in NBA history that you can't have two rookie contracts, like, on the same team. Like, if you – like, you can have your player, but you can't, like, trade for another – like, I don't – that's – first of all, NBA trades and their money situations are the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I literally cannot stand it. But I don't know. It's so weird. Listen, like I said, I really think I don't know. I probably said it on the show. I don't know why I would have said it on the hard counter backstop. I really think next year the Nets are going to be the exact same team. I really don't think anything's going to happen because I don't think the Nets are going to get what they want. I don't think KD is going to want to sit out. Listen, maybe the first like few games of the season, he'll be like, yo, I still want to get traded. I want to get traded. If he's, I think, a month or two into the season, he's going to be like, all right, bro. Like, I'm not sitting out a year of my career.
The NBA season, off season for the NBA, like when you go from finals on, they're very short. Like, they're going to play in a couple months. The games are going to be back.
Exactly. Like, I don't think that KD will be like, all right, bro. I don't feel like wasting a year of my career. So I think KD's going to come back. Kyrie said he wants to play the year out.
But what if Donovan Mitchell goes and it's for something like even Like, what if Donovan Mitchell goes just because the Jazz are like, all right, we got a haul for Gobert. We can just, get whatever for Donovan. If it's not as much for Gobert, I think the Nets kind of have to be like, all right, we're not going to get 10 first, 2 stars, and some young guys. It's just not going to happen.
The thing also, see, and God, this puts me in such a weird spot because, like, I'm talking about, like, yeah, I want to be petty, this, like that, whatever. But, like, I'm sorry, I don't care what you got for Rudy Gobert. Like, I don't care what you got for Donovan. I don't care what the Pelicans got for AD. I have my opinion. This is my opinion, of course. People disagree with me, whatever. You said the greatest scorer of our generation. I think KD is the greatest scorer of all time. If I needed to get a basket with a gun to my head, I would call KD on the White House phone to make sure that he answered. I would have the Secret Service track him down, and the Navy SEALs kidnap this man.
What kind of shot we take? What kind of shot are we talking about?
Like, I don't care.
Like game on the line, or just
bro? I'm telling you, I don't care.
But what if like the defender's like a giant and it's 1-on-1, like just an athletic? Like what if it's Giannis?
Don't care.
I might go Shaq, bro. Shaq might be my ride or die. I need one bucket. Like, give me prime Shaq. Just back him down and dunk on his head. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I guess it does depend on the defender a little bit, but still, like, if it's say the defender is Giannis, bro, KD, sauce him up, get past him somehow, or your 19-foot arm reach to shoot over the top, even though Giannis got it too. Like, I don't know. I think I would just take it.
In a couple of years, man, Connie, you got to do some research on future Thunder star Victor Wembanyama. Dude's basically Chet, but a little bit taller and already plays against pros. So he is.
Jesus, we're just trying to.
I didn't want to tank again.
We're trying to recruit the skinniest starting five of all time.
Yeah, but we're gonna have 2-7. We're gonna have 2 young Giannis's. 2 young KDs out there. Like, I didn't want to tank. I don't want to see us tank this year because I want to see this team. I want to see Shea play, 70-something games or whatever. I want to see Luke Dort out there. But Victor Wembanyama is a god. And pairing him with Chet, like, it's a. But, I get what you're saying. KD, it's very arguable that he's the greatest scorer of all time. I mean, it's hard to argue against it.
That's what I was saying, though. I got one of the greatest scorers in NBA history. I don't care what you got for anybody else. You give me what I want, I'm just not trading him. I don't care. I did not ask.
That's where the player-driven hits a wall. Like, you can leave a free agency and pick your team, whatever. But when you sign that contract, you're giving up that opportunity to handpick it. Like, they need a return for you.
Listen, bro, if you really want player-driven whatever, sign a 1-year contract every year. Be a man.
And he doesn't have that rapport with the Nets to be like, you guys should do right by me. Like, what have you done for them? You gave up the whole farm for James Harden, and then he left for some guy who won't play.
Bro, and I still think KD, Kyrie, and the normal net team that they had the year before, that's winning a championship. That would have won a championship. Bro, you would have had KD, Kyrie, Jared Allen, Spencer Dinwiddie,
Karis LeVert, Joe Harris still. Yep. Like, the bench would have actually had depth, not just,
And even then, you could still get – you still would have had veterans that would have wanted to come to the team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that team, they would have been dirty. And don't get me wrong, when they traded for Harden, I thought it was the right move. Because I was like, bro, KD, Harden, and Kyrie. And then what? They played like 15 games together total in like a year and a half. So, listen, when we talk about what ifs, that's a what if. Because if they were all healthy at the same time, I think that would have been just ridiculous. I don't think anybody would have been able to defend anybody.
Yeah,
like, because that trio, I'm sorry, I know that the Warriors got their chips. That's a better trio than the Warriors.
I was going to say, that might have been one of the greatest final series ever, Warriors versus the Big Three Nets. That might have been one of the greatest series of all time.
No, I'm saying Big Threes in general, though. Like, the Steph, Clay, KD, I would have taken Kyrie, Harden, and KD.
You're saying that's like the best Big Three of all time?
Yes.
That's weird. Nah, I'm taking the Heatles. I'm taking Braun, Wade, and Bosch. 10 out of 10 on those three. 10 out of 10.
I mean, yeah, it's fair.
I just don't. I mean, big threes. It's because I think.
Oh,
I mean,
just letting Kyrie ball handle and then pass out to KD, and then if KD's covered, just pass out to Harden, and then pass it to Kyrie. Bro,
I definitely think that big three provides the most problems for defenses. Like you literally don't know. There's nothing you can do
because they can all stand up and shoot, and then all right.
Bird, Mikhail Ferris. Okay, I mean
Magic Kareem Worthy.
But
I was going to say, now we're going to get into the era conversation.
Yeah, that's what I was about to bring up. Like, how's Kareem keeping up with Kyrie and Harden in transition, man? Kevin McHale and
Bro, I think if somebody from the 40s saw KD, they would have been like, yo, where'd you get an alien?
Yeah.
Like, how is this dude ball handling at 6'11" and shooting from half court? They would literally think that they took him out of a lab.
I think that Magic Kareem Worthy one could probably throw fits at him just because that size. I mean, it's basically 2 7-foot guys, and James Worthy's elite defender. He's like 6'9". But that Bird Mikhail Parrish outside of Larry, that's the slowest big three of all time.
Puts Bosch in a blender.
No. See, Bosch is so underrated.
No, I do feel like Bosch is a little underappreciated.
He had to take a backseat to 2 different stars. Like in Toronto, he was that man. And before he had his heart problems, the year LeBron left, he was hooping. Like him and Dwayne Wade were hooping that year. He's disrespected.
Kareem has the most unstoppable shot ever.
3 is more than 2. 3 is more than 2.
3 is more than 2, but I will say that skyhook, I think any generation gives everybody problems.
Yeah.
Although I would like to see Giannis versus a skyhook.
For real.
Yeah. Giannis's big ass and just.
He doesn't even need it though. He's insane. This whole league is people don't realize it. In about 10 years, this whole league is starting fives of Giannis's. 5 of them on the court. It's heading that way. Everybody coming up is 7 foot and bringing the ball up the court. It's insane.
I don't know. I don't think it's the same kid you're talking about, but I saw somebody on the internet that was 7'1", moving ball handling like KD.
What did he look like? Did it look like overseas basketball?
I don't know. I thought I know. Listen, I can tell you this. He was in the. It looked like he was on. So if you look at the court this way, he looked like he was on the left side of the court.
And he got fouled and he hit that jumper.
I think so, yeah. Was that
Victor?
kid?
That's Victor. That's Victor.
Nah, that shit looked out of pocket.
I'm telling you. He's been playing against pros in the best
He
league
said
outside of
Jordan Pippen and a Bulls Gatorade boy over anyone?
Yeah, man, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not getting into that whole.
Hey, listen, though, shout out Mark and Steve for pulling up this show, though.
I'm not getting into that. I'm taking the Heatles big 3 over anyone.
Props for pulling up the show, boys. Appreciate
Tony
it.
Parker.
Yeah, I ever need
Parker.
Just
Tony
saying.
Parker owns the team that he plays for, Osbel Leon, and he was just lost for words talking about it. He's he's going to be the greatest player. It's Tony Parker. He played with Tim Duncan, played against Shaq, and all that. I mean, this kid's insane. I want us to tank so badly now, but I want to see Shay and Chet out there with each other. But yeah.
Listen, boys, y'all ever need some guests? This is Anthony speaking. How you doing?
But too many other teams are tanking, so I don't think it's gonna happen. Spurs might get the first pick. The Rockets suck. I just think we're too good now.
Well, listen. Oh wait, no, I forgot. We got to talk about the Lakers. That was a long conversation. Well, listen, they're not going to land Kyrie because we basically just said he wants to play out the season with the Nets.
Well, I don't think all hope is lost with Kyrie. I don't think all hope, but most of it, because I feel like they would have made a move by now. The Lakers, if they were completely done with Kyrie.
You know what I find so funny though, the poetic justice of everything, that now they're like, oh, I think that we're going to try and trade for Buddy Hield and this and that. when they literally were going to do that the year before and signed DeMar DeRozan, and then they went and got Russ instead. I find it funny as hell. No, you're wrong. I love Russ. Thunder fan. Come on, we love Russ. Whatever. But I find it so funny that like they're up to the point now where it's like, oh yeah, we have to try and trade for this person, and we can't even get DeMar anyway. Maybe that's just the Laker hate coming out of me, but I find it very funny and entertaining.
Do you think Russ is washed?
I feel like washed is a very strong word.
Or do you think it was just like
he is? I will say this: he is not the number one. He's not the number one on the team anymore.
See, I think I said this last week on the show. He's got the Allen Iverson syndrome. Like if he's your number one guy, and you put a bunch of bums around him, he's going to get you a 6 seed, and might take a couple games in the playoffs. I mean, Allen Iverson was able to get to a finals, but that's because it was like perfectly designed around him, nothing but defense. Go get buckets, AI. Like just do that. But Russ, when you put him next to new stars, like kind of around 2016, like when KD left, and he kind of fell in love with like, hey, ball's in my hand 99% of this game, and it's just me. Like I'm gonna do whatever I want. I think he kind of fell in love with that and kind of forgot the way to play with another star. So like he had a good time with Bradley Beal with the Wizards, and like he played really well with the Wizards second half of the season. Got him to the playoffs, had like average a triple double multiple months. But then you put him again with 2 different stars. Like you were against it from the beginning. You were like, it's not gonna work. Can't shoot the ball. That's like the one thing Russ can't do. Like if Russ could shoot like Dame, he's the greatest player of all time. Like that's just the one thing. Shoot the ball. So I think it was just he's a victim of circumstances, and when you're bad in LA, you are never going to hear the end of it. You just never will.
Dwight's like being bad in New York.
Yeah, Dwight still gets shit, and he won a ring with them in 2020. So it's going to be tough for him. But I don't think Russ is done. I just think he's not built to win the ring. He's just not. It's just not the way those players are built for.
I don't know. Where does he go though? Like what?
San Antonio. Actually, this is exactly what I'm about to talk about. These trades. All right, they miss out on Kyrie. They want to move Russ. That's all we know about it. And I'm sorry, Lakers fans, but Taylor Horton-Tucker sucks too. If he was going to be a key part to this LeBron AD,
if I got to hear about THT in one more trade,
he's trash. He walks around like he's a franchise icon, but he's not that guy. He's not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal.
And one of the teams you just talked about, obviously the Pacers are on the table, but I don't think they're getting Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. I think you're going to have to take your pick of the litter and be like, hey, we got to throw away Russ and picks. But if you need shooting on that team or you need defense, so I think Buddy Hield or Chris Duarte from the Pacers, the Jazz, feels like they're selling. You're not going to get Donovan Mitchell for Russ.
Yeah.
But guys like Mike Conley, they just picked up Malik Beasley in the Gobert trade, Bogdanovich. Like, quit looking for these stars. You didn't win a ring because you put a third star next to LeBron and AD. You won because you had good role players like JaVale McGee, Kyle Kuzma, KCP, Alex Caruso. None of these guys are stars, so why are you hunting for this star? You have 2 of them. You have arguably the greatest player of all time. You have a player who can be top 10, top 5 in the league when he's healthy. Like, just put good guys around him. You don't need a big 3. Go to the Spurs. I think they're open to taking on Russ. They're tanking anyway. Why not get someone that can put butts in seats? Go get Keldon Johnson. Go get Josh Richardson. Like, just stuff like that.
Can I offer this, though? And listen, I said he's not washed, so I guess this makes sense. If I'm a tanking team, I don't want him because I think he might accidentally win me some games. And if I'm tanking, I'm trying to tank. I want to lose 82 games, bro. If I'm trying to tank, I'm tanking. So don't get me Russ, who might accidentally go off for a 40-piece one night, and
cost us a top 4 odds.
No, literally, though. Like seriously, like I would not want that.
I think, but also on the flip side, because teams get fined now and lose draft picks and stuff for tanking. Like there's stuff that happens if you're just blatantly not playing stars and stuff like that. I don't know how the Thunder didn't get fined for anything last year. Shit was perfectly healthy. Only played like 60 games. He was perfectly fine. But I think if you're tanking, like you're going to have to give up assets to get Russell Westbrook. So, I mean, if you're the Spurs and you give up Keldon and Josh Richardson, that starting lineup is Russ and a bunch of 19-year-olds. Like,
Yeah, but does the money work with that?
does what?
The money work.
I mean, I think the Spurs have a shit ton of cap room, so I don't think there's really too much to.
No, it's not even the cap room, because to make a trade, you have to, like, doesn't the money have to match on the contracts?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. It depends.
I
It depends on the
thought
team.
when you traded, you literally had to match the money up with the contract.
Well, like, it depends on the team. Like a team like the Nets, yeah, you have to make the money match because they're probably already over the cap or very close to it.
Okay.
A team like the Spurs, their biggest contract is, I mean, nobody really. They traded away everyone. I mean, DeMar left. They got rid of Derek White. So, I mean, they have a shit ton of cap space. So, I mean, that's what a lot of teams do pretty often. Like, they'll take on a lot of cap space to get picks for players that are overpaid. So, stuff like that will happen all the time. So, I think the Spurs are kind of the perfect fit for it. A guy like Keldon Johnson on the Lakers, literal 3-and-D, perfect match made in heaven for him. And I think that's just a player you're okay with. Like, quit thinking you're going to win Kyrie. Russ's stock took a major hit. Like, that thing's washed now. His value isn't Kyrie level. It's just not. So they got to settle for something.
Yeah, I thought money had to match no matter what. So that makes more sense now. But I don't know. I think the Lakers are going to be bad again. I really do. Like, I mean, AD is going to be coming back healthy. Yeah, you guys have said that literally every year. He's never healthy, ever. LeBron's another year older. Yeah, he's still going to be great, but still another year older.
This season, he'll become an all-time leading scorer.
That he was. He has to average like 16.7 points for the year, though. So, I mean.
But he's not a scorer, right? Like, no one ever talks. He's not a scorer.
It's not longevity, that's why.
Not a scorer. You can't beat him.
I still do wish, in a way. You want to know what the easiest way to ever compare eras would be? If we could get a time machine, right? Go back, abduct each player at the first year. No. All right. I'll say the first. Let them live their normal life up until the first year of their career, and then give them all of the resources for, like, the best way to take care of their body, whatever, blah, 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 and then let them play their career out.
I think about this all the time when people compare eras, like, who would win this matchup? Like, what if we had, like, a device that you could just take a game-worn jersey from 2013 LeBron and clone up just because of DNA on it? Like, what if that was possible?
Like, bro, Jordan was smoking like 20 cigars a day.
And dropping 40 the next
LeBron's probably never even. I mean, he smokes some cigars, but he probably averages like 4 a year. This man, Jordan, probably averaged 4 at halftime.
Yeah.
This man, Jordan, was up until 5 a.m. gambling half of his paycheck away. LeBron's probably hitting the snooze button at 6:30. I just want to know, like, what the difference would be if they actually could be like, all right, we're going to give everybody the those chamber things that, like, make you cold. What the hell are they called? I don't know, like the cryo freeze or something.
Yeah, like a cryo chamber or something.
I don't. Whatever. We're gonna give you all. Everybody, we're giving you those. We're gonna give you, some acupuncture, whatever. The cupping thing that they do on their muscles. Just give everybody that at the start of their career, and don't make them do it. Because listen, some self-decision still got to come, and maybe Jordan in this era still would have, gambled away $30 million. Yo, do you ever see?
Yeah, it's legal, and it's legal.
Did you ever see that? I mean, you don't pay attention to golf, and I don't either. But that Phil Mickelson, in like a 3 or 4 year period, maybe I don't know how long it was actually, gambled away like $30 million, like lost 30. Like lost.
If I had money like that, I would definitely be losing that.
$30 million though.
If I had money like Phil Mickelson,
bro. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I obviously don't have money like those people, but I lose like $20 and I literally want to throw up.
Oh yeah, no, definitely me too.
Like, I want to throw up. So I don't know. I just simply don't think
I lose like $8. I'm like, I'm sick. Like, I
no,
could.
disgusted. Like I'm never doing this again. And then tomorrow comes and you do it again. Anyway, listen, let's go into our little break here before we get into the NFL. Because listen, as everybody knows, we're a sports show, but we like to take our little breaks in the middle of the show to maybe some pop culture here, things here and there. We're very well-rounded people, I would say. But was it Comic-Con? It was.
Mm-hmm.
So Marvel announced a bunch of new stuff, and listen, there's probably some other stuff announced at Comic-Con. I'm gonna give you a slight hint, a small one. Don't care. Because listen, I'm here for Marvel stuff only. I haven't watched a single DC movie besides like Wonder Woman. I didn't watch the Batman. Still haven't. I might one of these days. I
You haven't watched the Batman yet?
I have not. No.
Oh my god,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I really am not really that interested.
I've watched a lot of like the new movies for 2020. That's number 2 on my list.
What's number 1?
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Bro, I've heard so much about that movie too.
That's the greatest movie. That's not the greatest movie ever, but this year easily for me. So
I've heard the greatest movie, if you want a feel good movie, is that what is it, like Marshall, the Shell, something like that. It's about like some little snail thing. I guess it's supposed to be mad cute. I don't know. Anyway, we got the trailer for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. We had all of Phase 5 and 6 announced. So we got what? Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Daredevil's coming back with 18 episodes.
Yeah, I love to hear that.
Which, by the way, I still haven't watched Daredevil either.
Me either.
So I'm going to go back and watch it before the new stuff comes out. She-Hulk comes out the 17th. CGI is looking better, so everybody can stop crying. What else did we get? We got
They showed. Well, they haven't put it out online or anything, but I've seen like the leaked versions of the Ant-Man trailer.
I did. I literally just watched that before we came on.
Yeah, that movie's gonna be crazy. That movie's gonna be insane. They did a little bit. There was a full trailer for Guardians that was released, but the only leaked thing I found is just a little bit. And Rocket's got little babies now, which is kind of weird because he's never had a girlfriend, so I don't know who it's with. But yeah, a lot of things are.
Matt, I do want to get into this Derek documentary. You think the episode's been fire so far? Like I said, Thursday was the rehearsal dinner for my brother's wedding, so I did not actually get to watch episode 2. And I know the new ones come out on Thursdays, I think, and they usually play the episode before, like the last week's episode before the new one. So Thursday, I'm going to make sure that I watched episode 2, so then I can also watch episode 3. But I loved episode 1. Episode 1 was fantastic. But yeah, we also got two Avengers movie in 1 year.
How do you feel about it? Like,
listen, as somebody who is extremely impatient, I love it. But like, I also do. Well, I also did like the immense hype that Endgame had. Like the hype for Endgame was unbelievable. Like when that trailer came out, I watched it like 9 times.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, bro, this is going to like break everything.
Yeah, I think for me, it's like because obviously the first part, like MCU Phase 1 or whatever with Iron Man, the first Iron Man, 2009, and it leads all the way up to Endgame. And I get why that is longer because it's the first like installment of any of it. But now it's like yeah, Captain America, Sam, we've seen a lot of him already. Captain Marvel, we've seen a lot. Thor, but there are a lot of new characters that are going to be in those Avengers movies that they got to establish and get people to like them. Get me to like. I love them all because I'm easily entertained. I love shit. So I think I don't know 2025. That just seems. I know it seems so far, but also like so quick to get the end of what is now called the multiverse saga already. And what's really going to be 6 years compared to what was a decade for the Infinity Saga, which is, I mean, it's, I don't know.
Well, no,
I'm okay with it.
When did Endgame come out?
Well, like 11 years, I guess.
All right, so let's hold on. Let's take a look here. Iron Man 1 came out in 2008.
Oh, wait, so even longer, maybe 12 years.
Endgame was 2019, so 11 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, and then this new saga is starting. This 2021. Let's say this new saga started then with multiverse.
New saga technically started with WandaVision.
Yeah, so that was 2021, right?
I thought it was
2020.
I think it was 2020.
2020.
WandaVision was. Oh no, it was 2021.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So 5 years or 4 years really to get through a whole saga and end it. And Secret Wars is every character basically.
Yeah, it's like the end all be all.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It feels rushed, but like you, I'm impatient. So
yeah,
I'm not gonna complain. Like I'm not complaining about it because I'm glad we're gonna get it all.
You see, and here's the other thing too, though, that I think won't make it feel as rushed is the fact that we're getting TV shows.
Right.
Like Marvel always did only movies. So it was like, obviously you have to have 11 years because you can't film 6 movies with all these characters at the same time. But like now it's like, okay, we're doing a 7-episode television series, which sets up some stuff and also introduces a new character at the end, or does this, or does like She-Hulk. That would have had to be a movie, or like she would have had to be in movies. Now it's like, okay, you got 6 episodes, you're going to learn all about her, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then you can see her in a movie you already know her. She's already established. We don't have to do a movie establishing the character and this, blah, 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 whatever. So, like, I feel like that's what's helping move it along. Because, like, I mean, I'm just going through the list right now. We got Secret Invasion coming spring 2023. Ant-Man and the Wasp, like you said, is February 17th, 2023. What If Season 2 is early 2023.
I did drop a little teaser for the
Yeah, I did see that. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is May 5th. Got Echo in summer 2023. Loki Season 2 is summer 2023. The Marvels is July 28th, 2023. Ironheart is 2023. Blade is 2023.
Like, look at all that in 1 year.
Bro, Agatha Covenant of Chaos, which, by the way, I don't like the new name. I liked House of Harkness.
Yeah.
But whatever. Anyway, look, that's 2023. X-Men 97, 2023. And bro, that's all everything I just said was 2023. Because then you finally get in, bro, Captain America New World Order. That just sounds kind of badass. That's 2024. Daredevil will be. Thunderbolts is going to be 2024. And then you get
Phase 6. Phase 6, I mean, they only announced 3 things. It's the Fantastic Four and the 2 Avengers movies, but they also said there's going to be 6. They said 6, like I think 3 series and 3 movies. 6 other things that aren't announced yet, are not titled. So lots of crazy stuff.
The first Avengers movie is the Kang Dynasty, and then Secret Wars. Woo. God, that shit's better than crazy. I'm very excited though. I still haven't seen Thor, by the way.
Really?
I think at this point I'm just gonna wait for it to come out on Disney Plus.
Yeah, because I mean it's 45 days after theatrical release. It's on there.
Is it really? That's it?
That's what it was for Doctor Strange, and they couldn't do it for Spider-Man, but for all the other movies, it's been 45 days.
Well, that's lit. When did Thor come out? I'm proud.
I think the 7th.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely just gonna wait for it to come out then.
20-something days. I saw it again last week.
Hell yeah.
I don't think I like it as much after the second time. It's still very good, but like just the first time you see it, it's just new.
Yeah.
Everything's new. But after watching it again the second time, I still love it. It's still a very good movie. Just I mean, I'm not a complainer about CGI. Never will be.
Oh, never.
But just some of the scenes, I think they just, it's okay to, take 1, take 2, take 3. I feel like a lot of those were 1 takes. Just that was it. Which also something funny. Jamie Lee Curtis said, she was like, someone asked her why she had never been in the Marvel. She's like, because I don't want to go get stuck in a warehouse somewhere filming by myself. And that makes me think, because they're pushing all these movies and shows out, like the schedules and the just environment must be awful filming movies. Gotta be heavy.
It's gotta be something. It's gotta be.
They push them out so quickly, and they're all connected. So the writers and producers are all scrambling.
Bro, that's the impressive part that I feel like people underappreciate, and as somebody who has to studies the stuff, bro, that is so difficult to do what they've done. like
I bet.
incredibly difficult. Because like you have to think, right? In Endgame, if they accidentally say one word that like doesn't line up with like Iron Man, which like we just said is 11 years earlier, then everybody's gonna be like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, like, what do you mean? Iron Man made it in a cave. He didn't make it in a dungeon. So like, imagine like if they accidentally mix up the word,
Yeah.
like they would have been like, oh, well, that just ruined everything.
They've done that, and people go crazy over it, even though they fixed it in the future. Like people still go crazy over plot holes from Thor.
Just be happy, people. Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, but that Black Panther trailer.
Fine. And screw all the people who are mad that they didn't recast T'Challa. Like, no one could do what Chadwick Boseman did with the Black Panther. No one.
I still think they're going to though. There's going to be
because it's going to be a multiverse. Because there's got to be another one out there of him. So
true.
They can easily do it like it's T'Challa, but not our T'Challa. They can easily do it.
Bro.
I'm just annoyed that people want to recast him like as that T'Challa. Like it's only worked once in the MCU, and that's when Don Cheadle took over as Rhodey. That's like the only time it's ever worked.
Bro, I remember the first time because I had never seen the original Iron Man. And like I had seen all these movies with John Cheadle as
Rhodey.
Yeah, there we go. And then like the first I was like, bro, what the fuck? I was like, what? I was like, oh, this is probably just like one of his friends. Like he's probably just not in this movie. And then I was like, bro, what is going on?
The only reason that really worked is because like he was only in it for one movie. Black Panther has his own movie. Like Chadwick Boseman has his own movie. And he was in both the Avengers.
Widely regarded as one of the best in the MCU too. So it's not you can just be like, oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah, no, I think they'll figure it out and do it the right way. But to have the second movie, you can't replace them that quickly. You can't do it.
Good ass trailer. I'm so excited for that movie. That movie's gonna be crazy, bro.
Because I have no clue what's happening. That's what I love about it.
Good music, bro. That music choice, the speech, bro. The speech that she gives, where she's like, "I've given everything," bro.
Chills.
I could cry right now. Anyway, let's go back. We'll move on from our little nerd session to the NFL because we got a big old extension. Mr. Kyler Murray finally got his extension to stay with the Cardinals so he can stop, taking them off social medias and doing all this weird stuff. Did you see, too, that first of all, it's a $230.5 million extension. I don't know how.
Right?
Let's see here. Let's see if it'll give me the. Let me see if it'll give me the exacts about this contract. See, because now everything is talking about the new thing that came out today. That in his contract it requires. Did you see this? 4 hours of independent study. Like I don't even know what that means.
Like this guy, he's crazy, dude. Like, what do you mean he's got? Like, are they going to monitor him? Like, yeah, you have to go.
I can read it too. I can read what it says. It says, independent study means player studies the. What the fuck just happened? Hold on. Independent study means player studies the material provided to him by the club in order to prepare for the club's next upcoming game, including without limitation any such material provided via an iPad or other electronic device. Why does it keep going back to this stupid video? I don't care about you, Rappaport. Time spent in mandatory meetings shall not constitute independent study. Players shall receive no credit for independent study for any period during which player does not personally study the provided material in good faith.
For the avoidance, did it ever look like he was like just didn't know what he was doing?
I simply don't know what I don't know. I'm so I don't.
I never felt like.
I see. To me, before reading it, I thought that independent study mean he wanted to study alone because he just hates people.
Right.
And like to me, it makes sense.
But if it's in his contract, I feel like I heard
that. No, independent study is saying like, yo, you got to look at film more, bro.
Yeah, but like. Kyler, to me, watching him, he never made that many like bonehead plays. Like, do you even know what defense they're running? Like,
no, I don't think he ever did. That's why it was weird to me.
Yeah, I was very confused by that.
It says, for the avoidance of doubt, players shall not receive any credit for independent study with respect to any time periods during which any material is displayed or played on an iPad or other electronic device. If player is not personally studying or watching the material while it being displayed or played, or player is engaged in any other activity that may distract his attention, for example, watching television, playing video games, or browsing the internet, while material is being displayed or played. In the
So they're
event
basically
the
making
player
him do his
breaches
homework.
his addendum, I don't even know what that. I you know what the bad part is? I know what this word is. I don't know how to say it. Addendum. There we go. Jesus, my dumbass. In any respect, at any given time during the contract, players shall be deemed to be in default, as that term is defined in paragraph 27 of the contract.
See, I feel like I don't know. I feel like people obviously they're gonna take it out. Like some of the memes already have been kind of funny. They're like they've been giving Kyler free iPads. That's all he thought it was. He just gave him free iPad every week. Like, oh, he was really like giving me iPads.
Kyler Murray's an iPad kid, confirmed.
I don't know. This just feels like a parent being like, no video games till you do your homework. No TV.
Nah, literally. That's. I feel like that's what it is, though.
Which is, I hate that. That's stupid, bro. Like you're gonna give him 230 mil, but you don't believe that he's gonna do the right thing and know what's happening, know the game plan. Like that's crazy. That's just crazy.
I mean, hey, I see. I also see other people being like, "Oh, you're extending Kyler Murray." Bro, do you know how hard it is to find a quarterback in the NFL? Ask the Browns. Ask a Browns fan how hard. Ask a Dolphins fan how hard it is. You can ask a Jet fan how hard it is. I mean, who else has just had awful quarterback play?
Before Tom Brady, the Bucks never had a quarterback.
Listen, before, I guess the Patriots had Drew Bledsoe, but yeah, bro, the Bears. I mean, they had Cutler for a little bit, but like, when Jay Cutler's your best quarterback in franchise history, you probably got some issues there. You can ask the Jags. Hopefully, they figured it out with Trevor Lawrence. But like, you have a quarterback that won Rookie of the Year, can do all this stuff, blah, blah, and yeah, you're just not going to extend him. Great idea. I would love for you to be the GM of my team, bro. Like, yeah, maybe you don't believe in him as much, but even if you think that, like, oh, I don't think he's worth that much, how many times have we said that about people? Guess what? It doesn't matter how much they're worth. It depends on what time they become a free agent. Well, guess what? He became a free agent at the right time.
Yeah.
Because you had to pay him this. What are you going to do? You're going to go back into the draft and try and find somebody? Like, I don't like. That's even the thing that with Baker. Like, I know that they got Deshaun, but like before that, people were like, "Oh, they should get rid of Baker anyway, even if they don't get to." Baker just brought you to the playoffs for the first time since
because all they compare it to,
bro.
When they're comparing their quarterbacks, they're comparing them to Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Josh Allen, but they never look at the flip side of that.
Nobody like is them.
Yeah, like you could be nowhere. You could not have a quarter. You could be the best thing you could do right now is sign Jacoby Brissett. Or would you rather have Kyler Murray? Like you can't just compare to the top guys and not look at how bad the situation could be without.
Bro,
which is on the dock. What's the next question?
But like before that, right? Like let's just take a look, Josh, from this point moving forward. The Seahawks just got rid of Russell Wilson. I want to see how long it takes for them to replace Russell Wilson and find a quarterback that good. Because people will say, "Oh, what do you mean? They're gonna tank and they're gonna get a good quarterback in the draft this year." Yeah, you think that. They think that too. What happens if they draft, what is it, Bryce
Young or CJ Stroud?
Yeah, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. And they suck. Like, are just absolutely terrible.
They're Josh Rosen. They're Sam Darnold.
Or Ryan Leaf.
Yeah.
Like, what happens if they just keep on doing that and keep doing that? Like, yeah, I just want to see how long it takes because everybody's really fast to get rid of quarterbacks that they don't think are like the greatest thing since sliced bread until they don't have a quarterback for however long, and your team can do nothing. This is not the 85 Bears where you can win with defense, a great running back like Walter Payton, and nothing else.
Look at the
Even
Panthers.
the early Ravens, when they won with defense, they didn't really have a quarterback. It's not even that anymore. This is a completely different time in honestly in all sports, but especially NFL. Bro, I was watching a sports talk show the other day, and it was, oh, let's look at like some of the bigger trades. And they go back to the Herschel Walker one. And bro, a running back, Derrick Henry might not get traded for a first round pick anymore. And they got like 3 and 97 players for a Herschel Walker. Well, like you said, Josh, perfect way to segue into the other question that you asked of what teams, if they lost their quarterback, would go to complete shit.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even expect it to lead up to this question perfectly, but like it was supposed to be related to Kyler. Like people want to complain that he's not worth that money. That is the worst team in the league if he's not there. They are awful without him. They are just bad. So some other teams, and oddly enough, most of these teams are teams with elite quarterbacks because that's how much of an impact they have on it. Obviously, the Green Bay Packers. That is an awful team without Aaron Rodgers. If he's not, even though they have Jordan Love or whatever, like forget who's the backup of each team. Let's just say all their backups are equal, they're the same level. It's just a star guy leaving. A team like the Cardinals, they suck. The Packers,
bro, the Bucks, terrible.
Yeah, the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks aren't as bad as some of these. Like, I think if like we saw it last year with the Ravens, Lamar Jackson went down and they were done. They were done. I mean, I think the Chiefs too. I think the Chiefs are awful without Patrick Mahomes. No shot at anything.
I think that they would be very bad. I don't know how bad they would be, only because I respect Andy Reid and I think he could do some very good things. Because like you still got Kelsey, and like I feel like the offense is just
exactly.
No. But the thing is, no, you're right. But I feel like the offense. I feel like the offense is so creative, and Andy Reid is like we give so much credit to McVay for being like this offensive genius. Bro, everywhere Andy Reid goes, he wins.
Yeah.
Like he didn't win a Super Bowl for that long time, but like he just wins. Their teams are always good.
Yeah.
So like, I'm like there would be, bro. Like we saw last year, the Broncos. If Russ got hurt this year, terrible.
Like you said earlier, the Seahawks. Like they
Seahawks
had Russ.
Awful.
They have hope because of Russ. Now he's gone, and they are done.
Bro, the Bills. The Bills without Josh Allen.
Yeah.
The Bills without Josh Allen might be a 4-win team.
Like that defense is good, but no running game. Who's throwing the ball to Diggs? Like,
bro, half of the offense is fucking Josh Allen running around.
Yeah.
And guess what? Your backup quarterback ain't doing that.
Yeah.
No, there are. Now that's a good question.
It's mostly teams with stars too. Like people like to credit, like they're like, oh, if Mahomes didn't have Kelsey and Hill and all this, like, yeah, what are Kelsey and Hill without Mahomes though? Like, what? They're not where they are. Like, it's just not happening.
I mean, yeah, you can really run down the list, and there would be some terrible teams without their quarterbacks.
There are some teams out there that, like, where it benefits both. Like, I feel like
the Raiders.
Yeah.
Derek Carr's been carrying the franchise's entire.
Yeah, man,
you know that since Derek Carr has come into the league, he has like the most fourth quarter comebacks because his defense has given up the most points in the league since he's come into the league.
That's insane.
Like, and they made the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about? That's why I hate when people disrespect Derek Carr. Derek Carr is a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's up there. That's why I can't. I mean, it's just so hard to argue and rank quarterbacks. It's tough because then you have like yes, Derek Carr.
Did you see the new tier list that came out today?
I did. But I could care less about it. Because how are you going to tell me some people didn't have Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes tier 1?
See, all right. I feel like
is that because you could only have one?
Yes, I think it was.
Okay, then that's just even stupid. That's just
which I also agree with you on.
Because obviously, it's back-to-back MVP has to be the number one. Like it just has to be that guy.
Oh, let me see if I can find it and pull it up. Mike Sando.
That's impossible then. If you can only have one tier one, that's impossible. Because there's like 8 tier one quarterbacks, right?
Come on. I think there were 6 this year, right? I believe.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, yeah.
Bro, you're telling me there's not an actual picture of this stupid
It
list?
was Rodgers, Mahomes, Allen,
No, I know, but I wanted to try and
Burrow,
share it on the screen real quick. But I guess
Stafford.
no. Stafford was tier 2.
I thought he barely made it. Like by
Nah, he was the first quarterback in tier 2.
Damn. I thought he had. Yeah. Oh yeah. Because he barely missed it.
Come on. Somebody show me a stupid picture of this thing. I think it's because it's on The Athletic, and I'm pretty sure The Athletic, yeah, you do have to pay for the
Yeah,
Athletic.
you have to pay. I hate that. Every time I click on their article and I scroll, I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm not paying shit for this.
Oh, wait, why am I actually reading The Athletic article for free right now? Did somebody
Yeah, we
hack it for me?
talked about him last week. He's a dog on the field too, though. He's a dog on the field.
Who was Zach Wilson we're talking about? Oh, yeah. Got that dog in him.
Big
Come
Zach
on.
Wilson.
You can't show me like an actual full list, Sando. Whatever. But it was, yeah, it was interesting. I mean, I can read off who they have in order. Number 1 was Rodgers. Then they had Mahomes 2, Brady 3, Allen 4, Herbert 5, and then Burrow 6. And then you go into tier 2, which was Stafford, Russell Wilson, Deshaun, Lamar, Dak, Derek Carr, Kyler Murray. Matt Ryan kind of surprised me. Not going to lie.
Nah, I feel like Matt Ryan's pretty disrespectful.
Kind of surprised me. Then tier 3, you had Kirk Cousins, Jimmy G, Ryan Tannehill, Mr. Mackey Jones, Baker, Jalen Hurts, Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, Trevor Lawrence, Jameis Winston all the way down there. And then tier 4 was Fields, Tua, Davis Mills. Bro, I kind of disagree with the Davis Mills thing, by the way. Like, he was low-key the second best rookie quarterback last year.
I'm high on Davis. I've traded for him in fantasy league. Dude gave up picks for him. I love Davis Mills.
Like, Davis Mills was not bad. Like, listen, I understand the Texans were bad, but Davis Mills was not terrible last year. The disrespect is...
Also, shout out John Michi.
Yes. Prayers for sure. Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, which, by the way, have you heard the things all about Trey Lance? And, like, he's, like, very inaccurate. And
that's crazy. That's going to be sad, though. They gave up so many picks to get him.
That was the other team. I don't like Jimmy, but I know what Jimmy is. And, like, I would have rather kept Jimmy, benched him, and see how Trey Lance played.
Yeah.
Because then, what are you going to do if he's awful? Daniel Jones at 30, it is the tiers, but it's also kind of in an order as well. Mariota, Sam Darnold, 32, Mitch Trubisky, 33, Drew Lock, and then only one quarterback in tier 5. I feel bad. Geno Smith.
The thing is, he might start. He's probably going to be a starter week 1.
Nah, there's no way they start him over Drew Lock, you think?
I would absolutely start Geno over Drew Lock.
I don't know. Geno Smith sucks.
So does Drew Lock.
You're not. Well, of course, you're not wrong, but
I'll just go with the experience. Like he's done a lot of bad things, but he knows about more bad things.
Remember when this man got his jaw broke by a teammate?
Yeah, he got robbed.
I remember that. I remember watching, of course, the Michael K show. Like when it happened, and everybody like, wait, what do you mean? Our corner just punched out our quarterback. Like, what are you talking about? Bro, the calls that day were mad funny. It was, what a time to be alive that was. But, I mean, listen, it's been a long and fun episode. Josh, who do you want to start? It's not even a question.
There's no one. It's Baker. If it's not Baker, we boycott.
Not even.
It's just the way it is. If 14 is taking the first snap,
let me tell you something, Josh.
I quit.
My hair's looked great this whole episode.
But if Matt Corral starts week 1, I have high hopes. If he beats out Baker and Darnold in training camp, that's either we just gave up picks for the 2 worst quarterbacks in the same draft class that are so bad, or Matt Corral's the chosen one.
That would be crazy. If Matt Corral started, that would be wild.
McAdoo's the OC. He wanted Corral, so I traded up for him.
This is
And
true.
he hated Baker. He had Baker ranked as like
I know.
seventh quarterback in that draft.
Wild. All right, Josh. I think that's. I feel like that wraps it up. A nice, fun episode. And listen, we got through the technical difficulties. Listen. I'll be real. I say this a lot because I think all of our episodes are great. This might have been my favorite episode we've ever done.
99 too. 99.
Number 99, baby.
Allegedly.
Yeah, listen, this thing is definitely fucking wrong. There's literally no doubt in my mind that this thing is wrong.
Yeah,
we're
like
probably at like 150, knowing
Yeah.
us.
Who knows?
But hey, it only counts whatever the ticker says. So piss off. But listen, with that being said, Josh, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you for the 99th time, and we can get on out of here.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at Jolin_4. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can come chat with us like Mag.
It's our Aaron Judge episode.
Yeah, yeah, make sure you head over to Underdog. Use code Gen Z. Don't be your first deposit. It's free money. We tell you every week. Just go get your free money if you haven't. We also appreciate everyone who has used the code before. We appreciate you. And tune in next Monday, episode 100. I'll get a Who Am I? I'll bring a Who Am I out.
Oh,
episode 100.
I want a legendary Who Am I for this one.
Oh yeah. So tune in next Monday, 7 Eastern.
With that being said, you can follow me on Twitter, Anthony Conover _ for all my thoughts on everything. Like Josh said, right here, Gen Z Sports. Make sure you go and follow us over there on Twitter for everything. Make sure you find out when the pods are coming out. You can watch the streams over on Twitter as well. Although we can't see your comments on Twitter, so we do love it when you go subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the notification bell and everything like that. So we can see your comments and talk with you like we've been talking with everybody in the comments this episode. Tuesdays, do the hard count with me and CJ, everything in the football world. That is at 9 Eastern. Thursday, I do backstop banter with me and Michael. That's everything in the baseball world. Got the trade deadline coming up in baseball. See where Juan Soto goes. See what the contending teams do. See what the selling teams do. We will find out together, hopefully. But with all that being said, as per usual, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And listen, everybody have a good night, all right? Catch you on the next episode. 100, baby.